Tokyo just hosted one of Asia's most ambitious innovation platforms.
Welcome to SusHi Tech Tokyo. Thank you for joining us.
From artificial intelligence to climate tech, from deep tech startups to global investors, the world came together for one purpose: to build the future of cities. This is SusHi Tech Tokyo 2026. Held at Tokyo Big Side from April 27 to 29, SusHi Tech Tokyo, short for Sustainable High City Tech, has quickly emerged as one of Asia's largest global startup conferences. It has been 2 busy business days here at SusHi Tech Tokyo 2026. In its 4th edition, this is now Japan's largest startup and innovation platform, and definitely one of Asia's leading ones. With over 700 startups participating this year from across Japan, as well as from the region and from US and other parts of the world, it's very pertinent that a lot of serious policy focus is going into developing the startup ecosystem in Japan. Add to that the presence of Japan Prime Minister Takaichi and the Tokyo Governor Koike yesterday in a joint platform delivering the keynote address, just goes on to highlight that a lot of serious attention is being given to create conducive environments for more and more startups to come out of Japan. And from the conversations that one has been hearing over the last 2 days, it's very clear that physical AI, robotics, and internationalization are 3 key areas where Japan sees itself focusing over the next decade. Add to that, the sustainability factor is built into every conversation, every startup, and it is something that Japan and the city of Tokyo itself are laying a lot of importance on. Walking through the exhibition halls, the energy is immediate. From robotics and AI solutions to climate technologies and new consumer innovations, the diversity of ideas on display reflected how broad the innovation landscape has become. And increasingly, these are not just concepts, but solutions already being tested, deployed, and scaled across industries. At the heart of SusHi Tech Tokyo were the startups. From artificial intelligence transforming healthcare delivery to climate technologies rethinking agriculture and energy systems, to new materials and consumer innovations redefining everyday experiences, the range of ideas reflects a global shift towards problem-solving innovation.
It's been a wonderful 2 days at SusHi Tech Tokyo 2026. Great to see numerous startups, some fairly established and some really new ones in the pre-revenue stage, companies across AI, robotics, the entertainment space, and what they call the resilience sector. What struck me most was about this event was an attempt for Japanese startups to really find their place in the world. Not many companies from Japan have really achieved global status in the last 20, 30 years. Japanese companies seem to have missed out on the huge growth that came about after the dot-com boom of 1998, 2000. And now there seems to be an attempt to kind of rejuvenate this industry and for Japanese companies to make the most of what's coming up from the AI and robotics area. Japan has its traditional strength in manufacturing, and they want to kind of combine that in multiple areas. So that seems to be highly positive and encouraging for Japanese companies, and that's one thing that I take away from this event. The other thing was the presence of lots of companies from the ASEAN region, including Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, and the fact that one of the Malaysian companies won the startup challenge here indicates the growing presence and aspirations of companies from the ASEAN region in entering the Japanese market.
Hi everyone. We are Creatora, the Japanese startup company, leveraging AI technology to on the AWD project to generate the carbon credit. So what we are doing with the AI is to make the carbon credit from our project accurate and traceable. for the customers. We need to detect on which period is wet and dry in the rice paddies. So to do that, we can reduce the methane emissions from the paddies, rice paddies. So then we need to monitor when is the flat period and drainage the period. By using the satellite data and AI to analyze the image data from the satellite. So that's our technology. On top of this, we also need to identify which this carbon is coming from which project and which source and which the farmers as well. So to disaggregate the massive carbon credits into the very detailed level of the granularity. That is also the powerful for the customers to message on our carbon credit is generating from the farmers in detail. That is our technology.
So my name is Tiffany Ye. I'm CEO of a startup called Estia. We make passive cooling materials that protect people from extreme heat without the use of power or batteries. We launched in the market late last summer, and so we're in that process of converting from pilots to scale. And we started with serving worker safety, public safety. So construction workers and police officers wearing our garments on their shifts. We're now looking to expand more into broader consumers such as athletics. Yes, we primarily work with enterprises. So enterprises will purchase our garments. We print our cooling material onto clothing, and they'll use it as base layers to uniforms. We are a US-based startup, but we actually operate in 3 markets, Japan, Singapore, and the US, and our technical operations are out of Taiwan. What I most appreciate about SusHi Tech, including the SusHi Tech Challenge, is about the global platform. I think for us, it's really important to share our mission, share our work, and for the partners whose missions align and really resonate, they usually come to us and talk about working together.
For the Tokyo Metropolitan Government, SusHi Tech Tokyo is more than just an event. It's a strategic platform to bring together startups, corporates, investors, and policymakers to shape the future of sustainable cities.
And with the Prime Minister and Governor of Tokyo being there yesterday sharing the stage, does that send out a message to the ecosystem in Japan or your headquarters in Tokyo itself?
Yep, it has a really strong message. The government has designed rolled up there for in 2022 and also hold Tokyo Metropolitan Government that and said our more strategy strategy. It is start innovation strategy. But it wasn't really announced at the scene. This time we're still good weights, 5 years plan, but the Prime Minister and the Deputy Senate elements at the same time, and also the national government. So ultimately, we have reviewed a little bit just the request about strategy to meet it leads to our targets. So that was a good message that we are looking for the same direction. I think it was a really strong spread out to the people in Japan and also the ecosystem.
Thank you, Katayama-san, for joining in this conversation here at SusHi Tech Tokyo 2026. So it's been fantastic 2 days, and today is a public day.
Yeah.
So what are your reactions? Has the whole event shaped up the way you had imagined in terms of scale, participation?
非常に満足しています。昨日までのビジネスデーでもですね、まだこれから数字は精査しますけれども、計画を上回る、来場者、そして、ビジネスコネクトが生まれるのではないかと期待しています。
So what are your plans for 2027? What are the improvements that you're going to do, or how is the event going to grow for next year?
実際はこれから考えたいとは思いますけれども、今年の特徴は、特に、グローススタートアップですね。大きく成長したスタートアップの出展を大幅に拡充しました。やはりですね、世界のからの投資資金を獲得していく、スタートアップを大きく成長させていく可能性があるグロース期のスタートアップの参加、これをですね、増やしていきたいと思っています。これは日本や東京のスタートアップだけでなく、シンガポールのスタートアップも含まれます。私たちは大きく世界に羽ばたく可能性のある素晴らしい企業の参加を来年もお待ちしています。
The focus is clear: to create an ecosystem where innovation can move faster, partnerships can form more easily, and ideas can translate into real-world impact. As SusHi Tech Tokyo 2026 came to a close, one thing became very clear. Innovation is no longer confined to regions or industries. It is global, interconnected, and increasingly focused on solving real challenges. And platforms like this are where those conversations turn into collaboration.